Tony, you're the big winner from Del Mar, and I guess everybody expects you to repeat that performance here. Do you think you'll be able to do it?
I don't know. I had a pretty tough time in this pool.
What makes this one different from Del Mar?
It's got a lot more vert and it's a lot rougher and big coping, so it's harder to ride.
Big coping. Who's your toughest competition?
Shoot, I'd say Stevie, Lance, Christian, all those guys.
What accounts for Powell having such a strong team?
I don't know. I suppose they look for the best riders. Like when choosing riders, they know what to look for.
Do you think Stacy has an influence on that?
Yeah, I think so. I think Stacy's the major part in Powell Pelota.
Well, good luck on your competition.
Thanks.
My name is Tony Hawk, and this is my first time in Peru, and I'm here in Lima at the Hensley bar. So I am honored, and I feel like I'm at the epicenter of where the skate scene was ever created here.
This is the most hardcore skate bar that I've ever seen.
I started skating because my older brother was a skater. He was a surfer, and he would dabble in skating when it first kind of started hitting in the 70s. And he would drive me to the skate park once a week. And once I started going to the skate park and seeing people flying out of swimming pools, that's when I knew I wanted to do that. And I quit all the other sports I was doing and just focused on skating after that. I think Stacy first noticed me in the amateur series back then. There was a Gold Cup series that was like pro and am together. And he saw me doing some unique tricks that no one else was really doing. Even though I wasn't big and I couldn't get the air, like I didn't really have the body style for that, he recognized that I was doing something different. And when my sponsor at the time, Dogtown, went out of business, he called me up and asked me to come to Marina Del Rey and talk to him about being on Powell. And I couldn't believe he was interested in me. I mean, even then, Powell was legendary with the best team. it was Cab and Mike McGill and Ray Bones and Alan Gelfand and all these legendary, iconic skaters, and I was the scrawny little kid with pads that were too big doing frontside rock and rolls. When I first got on Powell, the Bones Brigade idea was just starting, so I didn't really think about it as being part of the brigade. I just thought like, oh, I'm on the Powell team with these guys I look up to. And then as we started developing as a team, that's when they decided to call it the Bones Brigade, and everything was, very military aesthetic, and I was just stoked to be part of something progressive because I liked learning tricks, and that was not the cool style of skating back then, but I liked that the crew I was with recognized that, and they liked to do it too, and so I felt like I was with the right people. I was pretty young when I started skating and going to the skate parks all through Southern California, and punk rock was the soundtrack to skate parks then. I mean, as soon as you go to, say, Marina Del Rey, or you'd go to Oasis, and it was Dead Kennedys, it was Circle Jerks, it was X, it was Cro-Mags, like it was all punk, Sex Pistols coming out of the speakers, and it suited skateboarding perfectly because it was very do-it-yourself attitude. It was very aggressive. It was in your face. It was like, fuck you, this is what we're doing, we don't have to follow your rules. That was my soundtrack as a kid, I remember first hearing Devo and thinking, this is something absolutely new and amazing. Favorite skate video of all time? That's tricky. I think my favorite would probably be Bones Brigade video show, because that started it all for the video generation of skating. I mean, that was the first time that skating was on video in a cohesive way and available to the public. I never thought that Animal Chin would resonate that far. No, I mean, for us it was more embarrassing because we had to do this acting and stuff. The skating was cool. I loved doing the skating in it, and I love that we were able to show off our talents, and the idea that we were trying to do a story was weird to us and uncomfortable, and now we embrace it because it was silly, but there is a message there, and it's important. I mean, even literally 30 years later, the message is still the same. Skating is for fun, and don't forget to enjoy it, because that's what got us here. Well, my constant motivation always was to get better at skating. I just wanted to keep improving my tricks and keep getting better at what I was doing. And the financial success allowed me to say no to other things and spend more time skating. So that was the irony of having that much success. It didn't make it that it was more busy for me. It made it so that I was able to really focus on skating the most. And that's what I've done all through the years. I mean, even at my age, I'm still trying to do new tricks, and that's still what drives me, and that I always enjoy it. Even when times are tough, I mean, I never lost enjoyment on my skateboard. At the X Games, when I landed my first 900, I didn't plan to do that day at all. My only plan was to do a Varial 720, because at that time in my life, that was my best trick, and it was the best trick event. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to spend the time doing this one trick that I know I can make. And I made it pretty early on, and I didn't know what to do after that. So I started spinning 900s just more for the crowd. Like, oh, this is what I wish I could do next. And I think that Dave Duncan was a big part of that. He was the one who was yelling for it and really cheering me on. And at some point, my spins started getting consistent, and it all clicked that, oh, this is the time I can probably do it, and I wasn't going to give up at that point. I was either doing it or I was going to be in the hospital. Those are the only two choices that night. So it worked out. Selfishly, I hope that people saw me as an innovative skater, because that's all I really ever wanted to do, was to get better at skating and at least be recognized for being progressive. On a more general scale, I mean, I'd like to think that I might have introduced skating to people who may have never seen it. I feel like skating gave me so much through my life, a sense of self-confidence, a sense of individuality, a sense of a way to be creative. And I want to provide that, or at least introduce that to as many people as possible, and maybe those who have never experienced anything like that.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, look at this! Tony Hawk, everybody! If it weren't for you people, I would have never made that. Thank you. Thank you. This is the best day of my life. I swear to God.